Hello, Monkey Designs a gasifier. Thought I would show everybody kind of my thoughts behind my grate and what I think it does and what I used to make it. It's what's called a flour mill. It originally has a handle on top. It's kind of a grinder or a sifter. Well, I took mine and modified it. The one I'm using now does not have all these holes in the bottom, but along the very curve of the bottom there, I drilled that size of holes about a ½ inch apart, but everything else is fine mesh because I wanted that gas to have a lot of area to pass through and time to do it. So this scrapes along the bottom about a revolution every 4 minutes. Of course, you can want to stick, but you know, it just slowly turns and it pushes the ash and stuff out through them holes that I drilled along here. And a lot of the finer stuff falls through. I mean, it pushes it down through them holes there. This is full of char when I'm running. And then my ember bed actually is the wheel that sits above that. Same diameter opening. So I've got one huge ass zone there, hearth. And what I use to turn is not that. I actually thought that would have more torque than that, but it doesn't. Puts out a lot more amps and volts, but this I got from Surplus Center. We have a store in Lincoln. That one right there is what it is. And I picked that because of the torque that it had, because I was having trouble with stuff getting in here and getting plugged, clogging it, and then it didn't want to turn. So I was jamming it up. So I needed something that was going to be able to continuously turn it. That's also when I start it though, why I have to have real fine char that I put down in there and I get it going. Then I just keep slowly filling this up with char up into my ember bed and get that all heated up before I can really throw any wood or fuel on it. But and then since this sits inside of my barrel or can or whatever you want to call it, and this isn't the one I'm using at the moment obviously because it's sitting here, but I'll put them in like a paint can or something with a lid and just drill a hole through the lid the diameter of the shaft, and that won't set down in there. I just grabbed a can. And then I feed the wire out through a little connector like that. Kind of keep it in conduit to keep it protected so it doesn't get too hot or get melted. And that's about it. And I said that one there, that's what I'm using. Show you, I've talked about my wind generators. Oh, by the way, that big motor is going to go on one of my wind generator towers. It'll have 4-foot blades on it. I need to get that all set up, but this baby here is what burned up on me, and consequently it fried my batteries, fried most of my inverters, but I'm going to show you what I had anyway. This was a 1200 watt grid tie, and that means it ties right into the grid while the grid's running. These are the same, they're just smaller type ones. I got, what, I have 6 of them. So that was like 1800 watts. Yeah, I had about 3000 watts I was feeding, able to feed back into the system. And then, like for out in the shop here and stuff, I had this one and another one. I think this one's good. I think the other one it fried for sure. I think it fried this one. This was 3000, 4000 max. Was able to run quite a, I did really good on it when everything was working. So that's going to be one of my next projects, getting that all up and going. So I have an auxiliary power backup again. And at that, I'm going to see if this video will download. So hopefully it will, and you can see it, and we'll hope it works.